Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome Sudeep and Ayan back again for a very short discussion on the ongoing India-South Africa test, which is also going parallel to the Ashes. So, Sudeep, can you just put up the scorecard? I think it's 148 for two, if I'm not wrong. No, it
No,
is
no,
not 148.
two
It is
two forty
two
something for six.
for six. So let's search by Kuldeep. Buguma and Stubbs were batting for a very long time.
Hmm.
But I think the partnership has been broken. I was watching the Ashes, so I couldn't watch this match much. But it has been a fascinating last 1 hour by India. I think a good call by Gambhir finally to get rid of Akshar and get rid of Nitish. I don't know, Nitish's bowling I saw very poor, but Kuldeep, of course, definitely at side selection we'll have to see tomorrow. But if you can put up the scorecard, I think it's 246 for six, if I'm not too
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
Two
sure.
forty seven.
Just putting it. Just a bit.
Yeah, I was watching bits and pieces, but I've not watched the
Yeah,
Indian match much.
247.
So, my first question to Ayon. Everyone's 30, 40, 30, 40. It's a new pitch in Guwahati, which Kunal said the other day. So what do you think? Will we see some big scores in this match, or it will be like Eden, or a little better in between? Because it's a new stadium.
I see somehow, I mean, this was a bad toss to lose, first of all. It was a very
India,
bad
yeah.
toss, yes, bad toss to
I
lose
think so.
because
Yeah.
first day there have been deliveries which have turned very sharply. And frankly
Mhm.
speaking, I think both Keshav Maharaj and the Simon Harmer, I really feel that they're probably the best spinning combination South Africa has ever had. I really liked Simon Harmer. I mean, the way he used his flight and the way he received Indian batsmen. Of course, he hasn't. I mean, these Indian batsmen are not close to what say Simcox or people had to bowl to Paul Adams and all. They play. They had to play some of the greatest spin players India has ever produced. Right, even from Azhar and Tendulkar and Lakshman and Dravid and Saurav. They were the fantastic players of spin. Even Pujara was a great player of spin. But this current crop of Indian batsmen, I think, have severe technical limitations. And I think this Muthuswamy, he played very, very well in South Africa. And there is this Verine also is pretty good. I mean, all South Africa, I guess all of them can bat. Harmer is not such a great bat, maybe, but Jensen certainly can bat. And if South Africa get 350, it's going to be tough task, very, very tough task for India. I mean, Rahul has to really, KL Rahul, he is the one batsman who has to fire. Because frankly speaking, this Gambhir's crazy kind of thing of, not relying on proper, solid batsmen in Test cricket, that is something that I believe is completely wrong. It cannot really work in Test match cricket. If Rahul doesn't fire, India is in big trouble here. Very big trouble because these bits and pieces batsmen. Jadeja is probably good, but I believe by the
No,
third day
but
this pitch
Rabada
will
is
really
not
start
playing.
turning.
Iron,
Yeah,
Iron,
but it's
Rabada is not playing.
but my fear is not Rabada. See, in Eden, who destroyed India? It was Harmer, right?
Armour.
It was completely Harmer. The Maharaj is a very good bowler as well. Right? I mean, India's spinners like, okay, Jadeja is good, Kuldeep is good. The third guy is like what? Sundar probably, no? I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think
Sundar.
Sundar is close
Sundar
to.
bowled 14 overs today. He bowled 14
Yeah,
overs
but
today.
14 overs, nothing, right? 14 overs, 36 runs, nothing. So he's a good bat. I really like Washington Sundar as a bat, but he's also not. You see, the way he got caught at first slip in the first innings against, that was a classic off spinner dismissal.
Yeah.
And see, I mean, what I really like about Sundar is his mental fortitude. Very, very strong mentally. He
Yeah, I
doesn't
think he's
give
a
away
good
his wicket.
batsman, definitely. But the way he's
Yeah,
being
he
pushed to replace Ashwin, I think he's not
no, but that
near
is
near
different. No,
Ashwin.
no,
And
he's not. No, no, Rahul. I think that is not the point. Gambhir wants to have Sundar as a batsman. He is a
batsman.
batsman
Okay,
who can
okay,
bowl.
okay,
Okay, so
okay.
and I strongly believe that Sundar has the mental part of Sundar. He's one of the best in the Indian team, if you really ask me. But technically, I think all of them have issues against spin. Sundar is very disciplined as a batter, so he'll not throw his wicket away. But I'm not sure he'll be able to cope up to a viciously turning pitch with Hammer and
Hello.
Maharaj bowling. I'm not at all
Okay,
sure.
okay, okay. Yeah, thanks, Arun. Thanks so much. Sudeep, as Arun rightly said, a bad toss to lose. But do you think, I mean, I just watch bits and pieces, but I think the wicket is it's a new tournament. I mean, a new stadium, but the pitch is pretty good.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
decent pitch.
yeah, yeah. I just had a brief glimpse, and the pitch so far did not
Sudeep, your
hasn't
voice
shown
is
any.
cracking. Your voice is cracking.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, now better. Yeah.
Ah.
Better.
Okay, now I had a very brief glimpse of the test match, and the pitch didn't look any alarming signs so far.
Okay,
Unlike the
okay,
Eden pitch. So it's
right.
just that they were the South African batsmen, they were not able to convert the 30s and 40s into big scores so far. And the bowling, it's not looking very promising, the Indian bowling lineup, because they see Nitish Reddy and Washington Sundar, they are just, they're filling up the gaps, basically. They are not penetrative bowlers for Test cricket, But Nitish Kumar Reddy, you just can't call him an all-rounder, to be very frank with you,
I think he's a
especially in a
batter,
Test
as
match.
Anand rightly said. He's a
He's a
batsman. Yeah,
batter.
he's mainly a
And
batter.
Washington Sundar is also, more of a restrictive bowler for a T20
Yeah.
match, rather than, the one who is going to get you
I think
wickets
I think the
regularly.
Gambhir got its selection totally wrong and Eden, for which has been hugely criticized.
Yeah.
He's got obviously Subman Gill's forced injury now has put a little bit of sanity to the team selection. But even then, Gambhir's over dependence on all-rounders, which I have said and we have been saying in the last show also, he said
This looks more of
over
a like a
dependence on
T20, T20 squad
T20 side,
rather
and
than a Test
this
match.
will. And South Africa has shown that they are not bunnies. I mean, they didn't win the WTC just like that. They beat India very comprehensively.
And with
And here also
Muthuswamy in the squad,
2.7.
with Muthuswamy now they have three
Correct.
spinners in the squad.
Sorry.
And this
Yes,
is more
yes,
than a
yes.
handful
Correct.
for the Indian batsmen. The
See,
way they are
and
playing.
and I'll tell you, Sudeep and Rahul both. Again, I didn't have time today to see either of these matches, but I was generally seeing the ESPN score, ESPN for the cricket for commentary and all.
Yeah.
At least three times, I saw balls described as viciously turning. Vicious turner,
Okay.
exactly what was written.
Okay. I didn't say that.
Jadeja's
I didn't
ball,
say that. Okay.
vicious turner. I saw one. Then another ball, I think, was maybe Kuldeep's. But I have seen at least 2 to 3 instances where they have described it as viciously turning. So if that happened on the first day, by third day, you can, and let's see. And one thing, remember, Sudeep, both Rahul and Sudeep, see, if it's a pitch which is consistently turning, then the batsman knows what to expect. But if suddenly one ball turns and the other one keeps straight, that is a much more difficult pitch because you don't know which one will turn, right? So that makes it very difficult.
To what happened. I agree, but compared to what happened in Eden, what we saw, 11 or 12 wickets in first day, and what happened in Perth.
This is better than that, 100%.
This is a better today. This is a batting wicket with a little offer for the bowler. So 247 is a decent score. It's a good test batting wicket.
But remember, in Indian conditions, what happens is the wickets take there is a very drastic change in the third and fourth days. It is like it's a curve which just falls. I mean, first 2 days, and that's what India used to do to win, right? They would put a 500 run in the first thing and not bat. Because the third, fourth day wickets, because if I see vicious turn coming in the first day, then you think of what will happen on third day lunch or tea. And then you have two balls turning and 3 balls going straight. That is an unplayable wicket, I'll say, because you want the ball, you cannot, you don't have the time to adjust, right?
So, Ayan, what do you think? What you're trying to tell us is that the pitch might crumble later. That's what you're telling me,
absolutely.
Right?
And then if you have the odd ball turning, that is even more bad. That is worse. Because you don't know what to expect, right? And these players are not, I can tell you, Indian players now are worse players of spin than they are of pace. I think India is as bad.
I agree.
They are as bad players of spin as we had, these bunnies when we were young, when we had England and these teams coming and just crumbling to spin. I think Indian batsmen are of that quality. If you have this Harmer, I was very impressed. I think I have not seen Muthuswamy. You did the way they lost to New Zealand, right? I think Harmer and
New Zealand 0-3 and this one 0-1. See, both the matches have been pointing to one thing, that India is not a strength anymore.
And I believe both of you will agree with me that Harmer and Maharaj are better bowlers than the New Zealand bowlers.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And also the fact both Sudeep and Ayan. Also, the fact that they're persisting with three spinners when Rabada is half fit or they got Engedi to back up. So, tells us that this pitch will turn, which Ayan rightly said.
Yes. Are though you saw
They're playing
Markram.
three spinners.
Are Markram, the ball the ball which he bowled to dismiss Sundar in the second innings, that was a vicious ball,
Correct.
right? It was a fast, hugely turning off break. That was unplayable. I mean,
Correct.
I don't blame
Absolutely.
Sundar.
Absolutely.
The way he got out in the first innings was very lame because that's a typical, left arm spinner, right arm
So the
off spinner.
pitch tomorrow,
Bad way.
I think all of us being a Sunday will be able to understand the pitch, a second day pitch.
Yes.
But to Sudeep first, my second last question. Do you think Gautam Gambhir has got a selection right? Which I'll come to Ayan next. Do you think the selection is right, Sudeep?
No, I don't think it is right, because, I think they should play like a full-fledged batsman instead of Nitish Kumar. First of all, the total squad is, very
No,
disbalanced.
you have been very critical. Yeah, you have been very critical of Nitish. Even Kunal has been very critical. Now he says that of course Karun Nair or Sarfraz should have played. I think Sarfraz should have played. Yeah.
Sarfraz
So
should
you
have
were
played.
saying that
Sarfraz.
you were saying the team selection is still not right.
I mean, I'm telling you, Karun Nair on the spinning track would have been much more useful than either Sai Sudarshan or Nitish Reddy.
Nitish Reddy. Okay, so you're
Karun.
opting for Karun Nair. That is an interesting one. Ayan, your take on the team selection.
See, what Gambhir does not understand, the difference between a batsman, cricketer who depends on his bat for a living, is not just their ability, is the price that they put on their wickets.
Yes,
because
that is what Rahul Dravid and Pujara is to put. You have to put a
Yes.
price on your wicket.
Yes,
Absolutely.
because they know that their contribution ends if they are out. So
Out.
for a track like this, I'll tell you, tomorrow is India's most crucial day.
Crucial day.
They have to dismiss South Africa by 300 runs.
By
and
300.
then they have to finish
They have to
the
get a
whole
200,
day,
close to
whole day without more than 2 wickets and at least 200 on the
wickets.
board, and get at least 450 in the first innings if they want to feel a bit safe. That too, I
And
don't
where
know.
KL Rahul, as you rightly said, KL Rahul is very important.
If South Africa, if even India can bowl South Africa out for like 290 or 300 by 300, and if they crumble it and they can sort of even pile up 450. Remember, I do not think this team is capable of putting in on this pitch. I don't think this team is capable of putting more
I
than
also
400.
think India will be. No, I don't think India will go beyond 300. It's
Why,
my take.
Rahul? No, but you know why? Because Nitish Reddy, Sundar maybe is not too bad, but even Sundar and Jadeja and all these sort of batting all-rounders, they do not put that kind of life or death tag on their wicket. They will not.
Absolutely. Which
A
Pujara.
Karun Nair will do. A Karun Nair will do anything to get 100 because for them that is their survival. So these players will think 60 to be a very good score. Gavaskar would say 60 in a test match is not a good score. Why did you not get 100? Right? Because you score 60 and you take 2 wickets, your contribution is fantastic. But if you're a batsman, if you get out at 60, you'll be told that you've thrown away a wicket. Why did you not get 100? Because your contribution ends there. Yeah. So just because of that, I don't think that India with this team, even on good pitches, with slight assistance to the bowlers, I don't think this team can pile up 450 more than that. If they pile up 450 also, they get a lead of 150. If South Africa scores another 300, again India will lose. Because in the fourth innings, getting even 150
it will not be more than 350. But tomorrow is the most crucial day where India has to.
See, if they get 350, Rahul, if they get 350, odds are like 2-1 that South Africa wins again. Because if they have 150, 50 run or no lead, if you get a 25-run lead, right, then South Africa bats and scores at least even 200 they can get because mentally they are hugely up. See, cricket is a mental game. Today, the way England collapsed in the second innings gave Australia such a mental boost that Head went and 3 shots he connected. That was it. The match was over.
Yeah, that right. This Australian loss, this English loss has been a huge loss. Of course, we have discussed this. So I think this this second test at God is very beautifully poised. But as rightly said by Ayan, it is also important to note that none of the number 3 is putting a price tag. We knew Sunil Gavaskar, we knew Mahinda Ramanath. Mahinda was a counter-attacking player. We knew Dilip Vengsarkar was an attacking player, but Mohammad Azharuddin, VVS Lakshman, Rahul Dravid, number 3. Rahul Dravid. Azharuddin played at number 3 at the beginning of his career. So
they are batsmen. Rahul, no. any batsman, any cricketer who's a pure batsman
Batsman
will not want to give away the wicket because their contribution ends. If they are out, that is the over.
Washington Sundar being promoted at number 3 and being pushed as a batter is something of a travesty I've not realized. And in social media, people supporting that move.
Exactly, right? Because I think Sundar can be a very good number 6, extremely good number 6.
Yes.
Because
like
see, Jadeja will not continue forever. He's probably one of the last series.
37.
So,
last series,
you alternate between Akshar and Sundar. I mean, they're great players.
Sundar,
but number 3, you get the best batsman in the country.
Best batsman. Yes, because your number 3 is better than your opener. It is the most crucial number 3.
Yes. You are telling us
the final take?
So, I mean, it's such a pathetic thing that you're telling us that Washington Sundar is the best bat in the country.
Best bat in the country.
That's a joke. That's a
Absolute joke.
Right?
That was a travesty. That's what I said, travesty. So, Sudhir, what's your final take on this test match? We'll come back for the review once again, but what is the final take? 247 for 6, what do you think?
See, if South Africa manages to another 70, 80 odd runs, in the first innings, it will be very difficult for India because except Rahul, none of the batsmen can apply themselves on this kind of surface.
KL Rahul is the most crucial player tomorrow. If he doesn't perform, I have a feeling that odds are 2:1 for me. Odds are 1:1 that India will lose this test match as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if India loses this test match,
India
is in deep trouble.
Big trouble.
I think they will be in very deep trouble because India is number 4 now. If they lose and the next test match, I think, is in July 26, then November, and then January 27, I don't see India going to the finals of WTC. There's no way that India will go if they lose 2-0 here. So we have to wait for tomorrow. The pitch, I think, it's a new pitch and I have not seen much of a match today, but I think the pitch is okay. As of now, it's okay. It's holding because there's a lot of pressure on BCCI.
Okay.
I mean,
because the discussion point was we saw in media that BCCI has clearly given dictated that Gambhir's even if Gambhir requests, it will not be taken into hit, which says volumes about the BCCI's confidence on Gambhir now. So they have prepared a 5-day pitch, but being a new pitch, I am not too sure what's going to happen. It might crumble. It's a very early summer. It's early sunrise in Assam and Guwahati. So I don't know exactly. And, in spite of that, South Africa playing 3 spinners tells me what Oyon is right, that this might crumble on the second day and third. And India batting 4th. Remember, India batting 4th again is a problem. Yeah. So I am not too sure India is going to save. If India saves this test match, great. I don't see it winning. So Sudeep, do you think it's 1-1 or 0-2 or what is 0-2 or 1-1?
I think if South Africa, it's near when it scores near 350 in the first innings and the lead, if India, I think it will be very difficult for this particular Indian side to score 400 runs.
Particular side, but
this particular side very difficult to score 400 runs on this
400
on any kind of surface.
I think so. It's a better batting surface, but it looks very difficult.
It's slightly in favor of South Africa at the moment, both in terms of skill as well as the mindset.
Mental strength.
South Africa is much ahead
now
at the moment.
Rahul, there is no chance of a draw, okay? Draws are forgotten. So it's either it's 2-0 or it's 1-1. Yeah. So this 1-1 will depend on completely the first 2 hours of tomorrow. If South Africa bats till lunch, it is over. Right. I'm saying tomorrow. Up to lunch, if South Africa bats to lunch, India finished actually. I don't think India can win. If South Africa bats till lunch and scores another 120 runs, that is over.
100.
It's over.
350 for 6. Yes, I think it will be very difficult. I don't see India without Shubman Gill. I really don't see India going to 300. Even Anand said 450. I don't think India is going to get 300. India will not get 300.
Then it's over. Now also, I'll tell you, if South Africa is all out for the 0 runs, 247, they're all out. They lose all 4 wickets without a run. And India gets another 50-run lead. If they get another only 50-run lead, again they'll be in trouble.
297,
Again they will be in trouble.
Because it's a 4th pitch.
Yes.
And there is no sign on the pitch that, as Arun rightly said, it is going to break only. It is not going to be paced. So
No,
it is
no.
going to be spin because they have three spins. I think India is in a little bit of trouble. It is, you are right,
Yes,
Sudeep and Anand.
yes.
On that note, thank you very much. We are looking forward to the second. I mean, this test match will be over in 3 days, I hope. We'll be coming midweek again to review this South Africa-India test match. The next Ashes test is on 4th December, so we have plenty of time before that to discuss on Ashes. Thank you so much, both of
Yeah.
you, for coming on very, on a quick notice. Thank you so much.